Hi, I'm Cindy, but my friends call me Sindel. Welcome to my channel. It's been years in the making.
It's been 84 years.
But Paralives is finally out in early access, and I'm ready to make it my entire personality, like I did with The Sims. Because look how that turned out. I did at least get a good 20 plus years to enjoy it though, warts and all. And it does seem promising that we're not going to have those issues with Paralives. I really hope this doesn't come back to bite me. Oh my god, Vlad, I wasn't talking about you. Go away. Now, my plan for exploring Paralives for the first time is to do it through the lens of one of my most beloved characters from The Sims 4, Tobe. And to understand why him and not some cute new para, you need to understand his backstory, where it all began, and how it's all connected.
It's a warm summer evening, circa 600 BC.
Anyways, let's get into it. For real this time. Tobe was born in the Isle of Volpe, in Henford-on-Bagley, a town in the world of The Sims 4. He didn't know this at the time, nor did he know much of anything, because he was raised by a skulk of foxes for the first few years of his life. Until one day, his furry family introduced him to their human friend, the Creature Keeper, a sim named Michael Bell, who Tobe came to understand he was a lot more like than his fox friends. Michael became a sort of guardian and best friend to Tobe as time went on. He taught him how to speak, how to assimilate into society, albeit in the most basic ways since he himself was a hermit, and most importantly, gave him his name, Tobe or not Tobe, because Tobe was himself a question that no one had the answer to. Fast forward some years, and Tobe has been on some strange adventures. He once woohooed a sim he met at the pub, only to find out she was out of this world. No, literally. She was an alien disguised as a human. I'm gonna leave that experience to your imagination. He's also had a long-standing history of run-ins with the notorious and ever-furious Agnes Crumplebottom, a woman known for her distaste of PDA, and has experienced firsthand sightings of an elusive cult called the Agni, a group that's existed for decades, first documented in 1890, but suspected to have formed long before then. Tobe's also been known to be a dear friend of death himself, the Grim Reaper, carrying out his bidding from time to time, and may or may not have had intimate relations with Claude Rene Duplantier Guidry and both his lovers, Bonehilda and Temperance. And though Tobe has had many a woohoo with many a sim, he'd always known the love of his life to be a celebrity who lived in Del Sol Valley, named Judith Ward. Though she was snooty and acted like she hated him most of the time, Tobe knew she was his soulmate. However, one day, a particularly smog-covered day in Evergreen Harbor, when Tobe was going about his business dumpster diving, a loud boom rattled through the suburb, and life as he knew it would never be the same. A strange man with blue hair and odd clothing appeared, with a series of tasks for Tobe to complete, in order to catch a time thief stealing items from another world, The Sims 1. How this impacted Tobe, he didn't know. This strange visitor was Emmett Relevant, and between errands, Tobe and Emmett became best friends. They even started a band. But as all good things do, these times came to an end when Tobe completed his mission to build a time machine, and upon power-up, chaos ensued. Did Tobe fuck up the space-time continuum? 100% he did, and as you might expect, this had consequences. Tobe was transported to another world, The Sims 2, in a place called Strange Town, where he was abducted by aliens and impregnated. It wasn't his first rodeo with aliens, but he certainly got more than he bargained for this time. He gave birth to a baby boy with green skin and black eyes. Welcome to the world, Tobe Jr. He did also end up founding a town while there, but that's a story for another time. Now, Tobe did manage to make it back to the world of The Sims 4 at some point, but it wasn't the world he knew, with Judith or even Emmett. The year was 1890, and he ended up in the town of Forgotten Hollow, rumored to have been built upon the ruins of the Garden of Eden, run by a council of vampires with ancestry running deep, all the way back to the Adam and Eve. He met a man whilst there, Edward Vinther, a nectar maker, who had worse luck in life than even Tobe, who lost his first wife to a fever after a house fire, his second on their wedding night, collapsing after one too many glasses of nectar, only to marry a third time and have to flee from their home and all they built due to the Great Corruption event, caused by a mysterious sim, Mr. Schmello, a corrupter of save files, whatever that means. After following Edward to a town called Windenburg to rebuild, a universe-shattering, unprecedented tragedy occurred. A corporation, though Tobe didn't know what that was, sold their soul, likely out of pure greed, and with it, the worlds that Tobe had traversed were erased. But our dear Tobe is kind of like a bug, in the best and worst ways. He managed to survive this catastrophic event and managed to bend space and time yet again, in a last-ditch effort to save himself and perhaps a few others he met along the way. And he found himself in a town called Melano, in the entirely new and uncharted universe of Paralives. And now, the reveal. I present to you Paralives Tobes. This is Tobe, or not Tobe, my first ever parafolk. He took me about 2 hours to make. Not bad, I think. Now, something I've never had to consider before was his height. Was he tall or a short king? My husband and I deliberated. We agreed on 5'6", still short, but not me short. I'm technically 5'3", with a little 0.38 extra. I'll take what I can get, hey. Across all 4 categories, he only has one outfit for now. He can always get more later. And this is what I decided on for his personality. Using the point system, I ultimately went with 2 points for physique, 1 point for mind, 1 point for creativity, and 3 points for charisma for Tobe. His vibe is absolutely a jester. His social perk is good at making friends, and his talent is jack of all trades. I did also make him an early bird and sloppy. When it came down to picking a storyteller, I wanted to go with the most challenging option, Riccardo Costello III. Firstly, because Toby's never had it easy, so why start now? And secondly, Riccardo is giving some Guidry vibes, and that happens to be Toby's kind of man. Low-key gutted we can't actually romance the storytellers, because that would have been so fun. I mean, I assume that we can't, but I guess that remains to be seen. I did go ahead and make a few little customizations, but nothing crazy. Mainly risky woohoo, because if you've given me that built-in, I'm using it, and I've cheated our money down to 0. I don't think that I've actually mentioned it in this video yet, but the plan for Tobes is a good old rags to riches story. So in the first episode, I will be going over some rules, guidelines, and goals for the challenge, hoping that it will come out sometime this week, but I'll just have to see how things go. One thing I do want to mention about them is that I do have a special goal for Tobe in mind, and that is to find my para self in the game. I want him to find her, meet her, and befriend her, even become besties with her, and he can do it at any time during the journey. Because as a longtime patron since 2021, and I'm so gutted I had no idea the game existed before then, I have so thoroughly enjoyed watching this game grow, from its very humble beginnings to the amazing creation we're exploring now. To be able to exist as a para in this game is such an amazing opportunity, and I'm so freaking excited to see her in Melano. They made her so cute, and I'm really not that cute, so thank you to the team for seeing me like that. It took one guy with a dream to create a new life simulation game, for a small group of developers to believe in that dream, and for so many supporters to realize it was something special. And after many years in the making, Paralives is here, created by them, shaped by us. What a cool journey, and even though it's been in the works for so long, it's only really just beginning, isn't it? If you made it this far, thank you for coming on this adventure with me. I hope you enjoyed learning about Tobe's history, and I hope you'll be back for episode 1 of his new chapter, A Rags to Riches story in Paralives. I'm hoping it'll be out this week. Fingers crossed. Thank you to everyone who dreamed this game into existence, including me. I'm so grateful. You have no idea. Even though this game is brand spanking new, it already feels so nostalgic.